So yesterday in our English lesson, we did a short burst write about our dream tuck shop, and we were using expanded noun phrases to describe the different types of food that were in our dream tuck shop. So today we're going to do the next part of our writing, which is exactly what we would do if we were in school, which is read as a reader. So it's looking at a model and understanding the model. So here is our model text. It's all color-coded because it's ready for tomorrow's lesson, which is where we start understanding the features that make it a good description. So this is a model that Emma wrote a couple of years ago about her favourite childhood meal. So I'm going to read it to you, and if I come along a word that I think you might not understand, then I will give you a definition as I am reading. So when I think back to my childhood, my favourite meal was a roast dinner. Definitely roast beef. Every week it was a treat worth waiting for. I am salivating now as I write this down. Salivating means that the saliva is forming in your mouth, so your mouth is watering. The succulent, the juicy, tender joint started to excite my taste buds early in the morning when my dad, who only ever cooked on a Sunday, started his craft. He was not an amateur, somebody who's not professional or is new to a job. He was not an amateur in the kitchen. He rarely had time to cook during the week. The Sundays were different. Within half an hour of Daddy Thomas starting his craft, the aroma, the smell of beef would start to creep underneath the doors and spread throughout the house. It slipped through the keyholes, announcing to my stomach that Sunday had arrived. The clatter of the pots and pans and the echo of the radio were also a sure sign that the Master Chef was at work. So Master Chef is a show, but it also means like the good chef, the great chef. The master is the person who does the job really well, the boss. He crafted his efforts for a good 3 hours until we were finally summoned, called to eat. The moment the plate was put in front of me, all of my senses were heightened. Such a sensory sensation, from the braised carrots that were accompanied by the bronze parsnips, to the Yorkshire pudding that sat like a god on my plate, to the crispy roast potatoes and the vibrant green peas. Dad walked in majestically, like a king, like someone very important, from the kitchen with the beef, and carved each piece meticulously, very carefully. Smiles filled the room. Juicy beef coated in thick, rich gravy was placed on my plate. I was in heaven, and I savoured, so I saved and I enjoyed and I made the most of every mouthful. So Emma definitely enjoyed the memory of her dad's roast beef. Your next step in Read as a Reader is to answer some questions to show that we can understand this text. So the questions here are shown in a table. There's a space for the question, a space for the answer. You have find and copy a phrase that suggests the writer looks forward to the meal. Which word is closest in meaning to like a king? So you're looking for one word answer there. Explain 2 things that the writer enjoyed about the meal. Who else shared Sunday dinner with the writer, and how do you know? What does the word meticulously suggest about the father? So the word meticulously is used to describe him, but what impression does it give you of him? And based on what you've read, why do you think the meal was important to the writer? For this lesson, you will also need to know the secret word. And the secret word I am stealing from Emma's piece of writing, and that word is succulent. So she talks about the succulent meal. I hope you don't get too hungry during this lesson, and tomorrow we will be looking at the features that make this a really great piece of writing, so that next week we can write about our favourite meal. So keep in the back of your head the whole time, what is your favourite meal?